Let's talk about shapeshifting today. Shapeshifting is the ability to transform physically using your inherent superhuman power, divine intervention, demonic manipulation, or magic. Hello and welcome to Indian Mythology in Modernity, and I'm your Sutradhar Oindrila, trying to demystify shapeshifting today. Shapeshifting is believed to be one of the most ancient forms of totemism or shamanism as we know today. There are several examples of shapeshifting in Greco-Roman literatures, like Ovid's Metamorphosis, Sarkis transforming Odysseus's men into pigs in Homer's The Odyssey, and of course Proteus, the most noted god having the ability of shapeshifting. Today, in the era of Nagin, when the fourth season is like soaring the TRPs on Colors TV, I thought it won't be irrelevant to cultivate the roots of this concept of Ichadhari Nag and Nagin, which has been an integral part of Indian mythology and ancient Hindu texts. So, the oldest form of a shapeshifter snake is Kaliya, who has been mentioned in the 10th canto of Bhagavad Puran. The black snake with many hooves, who lived in the Yamuna river at Vrindavan. Lord Krishna tamed him and danced over his head. The universe weighed upon him such that the serpent started vomiting blood, till his many wives arrived in their semi-human forms, begging for mercy from the Lord. In Hindu and Buddhist texts, Vasuki is the serpent king who bears the most precious diamond on his head, the Nagmani. Let's not forget, Vasuki is a devotee of Shiva who churned the ocean during Samudra Manthan. Let's read. Vasuki is known as one of the 8 great dragon kings in Chinese and Japanese literature, amongst Nanda, Upananda, Sagara, Takshak, Balavan, Anavatapta and Utpala. On the other hand, we also have Adi Sheshnag, who is a protectee of Lord Vishnu and who is believed to be born every time Vishnu is born on the earth in a different avatar. In Mahabharata, there are several stories of shape-shifting serpents. The story of Ulupi and Arjuna takes a major part of the plot. But one of the lesser-known woman characters in Ramayana is Surasa, who finds rarely any discussion in the main narratives of the text. So let's talk about her today. Surasa is a Hindu goddess. She is known as the mother of the Nagas. She is tasked to test Hanuman on his way to Lanka in the epic Ramayana. So who is Surasa? Surasa is one of the daughters of Daksha, who was married to sage Kashyap, and that's how she became the mother of the Nagas, by giving birth to many shape-shifting serpents. Another wife of Kashyap, Kadru, also gave birth to another clan of serpents. They were 1,000 in numbers. So basically, Vasuki, Takshak, Airavat, and many other serpents whom we come to hear in the epics are the sons of Surasa, Kadru, and Kashyap. In Ramayana, when Hanuman flies over Lanka, Mount Mainak comes in front of him and rests. Hanuman considers this mountain as an obstacle, so he flies over it. The gods were very angry. In order to test his ability, they request Surasa to take the form of a huge demoness and appear in front of Hanuman. Now, the intention of her appearance before Hanumana has been debated or described differently in different versions of the epic. But basically the story goes like this, that Surasa takes the form of a demoness and appears in front of Hanuman. She says that Hanuman has been sent as a food to her, so she wanted to devour him. Hanuman said, okay, I have a task in hand. I have to go to Sita and deliver a message to her. Once I'm done with it, I'll surely be back. But definitely Surasa doesn't buy this. So she keeps enlarging herself. And so does Hanumana. They both keep increasing themselves in size, as we know that Hanumana could do this. Till the time when Surasa becomes so huge that she cannot reduce her form. At that moment, Hanumana reduces himself into a tiny form so that he can enter and exit her mouth very quickly before she could shut her mouth. The goddess is extremely impressed with Hanuman's courage, strength, and intelligence, and so she reveals her true form before him and let him go. Hanuman, realizing that she is the goddess, bows before her and addresses her as Dakshayani. So Surasa is basically one of the three women who encounter Hanuman on his way to Lanka. However, some critics explain that this is a later interpolation of the Simhika episode. Shape-shifting is being globally discussed in various pieces of narratives like fiction, serials, and web series. Bollywood has actually exploited the concept of shape-shifting over and over again to gain blockbusters. But today I would like to mention a particular example, which is a web series on Amazon Prime, Carnival Row, which beautifully blends the myth of shape-shifting or a semi-human naturalistic self with fantasy literature. The reason I mention this particular example is because we should not think or imagine that the concept of shape-shifting is a propulsion in India. Yes, though the Narsimha avatar of Vishnu is worshipped as one of the forms in India, but the evidence of a similar icon, the half-human and half-lion form, has been found sculpted in the Stadel caves of Germany. Let's read. An ivory figurine of a lion man or a lioness woman from the Stadel cave in Germany, something around 32,000 years ago. The body is human, but the head is leonine. This is one of the first indisputable examples of art and probably of religion, and of the ability of the human mind to imagine things that do not really exist. Well, we don't know if it exists or not. Even today, it's a debatable thing. An icon that somewhat resembles the Stadel Lion Man appears today on cars, trucks, and motorcycles from Paris to Sydney. It's the hood ornament that adorns the vehicles made of Peugeot, one of the oldest, largest of Europe's car makers. So now we find that this is not generally a concept which evolved or erupted in India. The idea of shape-shifting, semi-human forms and beings were believed to have been existed in nature as we humans and animals exist by ourselves. So today's readings have been taken from the book Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari, Ramayana by Valmiki, and from the sources of Wikipedia. If you want to read more about women characters of Ramayana, you can actually do so by getting a hold of my book Panyayu, which you can find in Amazon, Motion Press Store, and other places, the description to which has been given in the link below. And if you actually appreciate the content today, you can like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.